Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another free-to-play Raid Shadow Legends video. So we are 48 hours into this little venture and enjoying it actually. It's really good fun so far. So what's gone on? We've got ourselves a Kale at level 48, a second one at 40, and we start to get our squad ready to progress through the hard campaign now. So we're on hard campaign, and funny enough, we've kind of got ourselves back to where I was after 24 hours on normal campaign. So at level 50, near enough level 50, I'm fighting the same type of stuff on hard as I was at level 40 on normal. It's pretty good kind of call out. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to give you 10 mistakes that people make at this stage of the game. And it's generally because progression just slows. Progression slows a bit, and it's like, oh, what can I do now? Or what should I do now? And people just make mistakes because it's like, I'm not really sure what I'm doing anymore. I know that Hell Hades keeps saying all of my focus should be on trying to get my Kale to level 6 star. But that feels like that's a lot of hard work. So I'm going to start to just spread my focuses out. And what happens is you end up taking a lot of time doing not a lot. So I'm going to talk about 10 things that people do at this stage of the game which are absolute clangers of mistakes and massively slow you down and massively ruin your resources. Let's talk about the first one. The first one, and probably the one I see the most. People start to get champions and they start to massively spread their focus. Like massively spread their focus. They see a YouTube video on War Maiden, top 3 rare, it says, with a beautiful picture, and they're like, damn, I've got my Kale to 50. I should probably get War Maiden to 50 as well because I know she's good. Okay, and then they're like, well, hold on a minute. Hell Hades did this video about Outrider, one of the top nuking uncommons. Surely I need to get Outrider to 50, at least, to the same level as my Kale. And then they're like, but Ash and Stu Gaming are always going on about Shield Guard and how he can carry you through any dungeon. I'll get my Shield Guard to 50. And if I go back 2 years, Executioner was the best champion in the game, apparently. And there's tons of videos about him. And before you know it, you've made yourself 5 level 50s. And you're like, I am progressing great. But then you realize that you don't want to feed any of these good champions into your Kale. So you haven't progressed one bit towards 6 star in your Kale, because everyone that you're leveling you want to keep. Right now, at this stage of the game, you need to focus on food. So I've got my squad are growing, but I'm now going to switch all of my focus on food champions for Kale. Okay, because I want him to be a 6 star. I don't want a roster of 50s. That doesn't get me anywhere. I need a team of 6 star. I need 6 stars. So I need a squad now of food to feed into my Kale so that I can get him to 6 star. That's the single biggest mistake that everyone makes at this stage of the game, because progression slows down. Getting a 6 star is long. Think about it. It took me 24 hours to get my first 5 star. I need to do that 5 more times to get myself ready to level Kale to 6 star. So this is kind of like where the grind aspect of a game like this starts to come in, and you need to just stay disciplined if you want to progress fast. If you don't, if you're just happy like milling around, I get myself another 50, yeah. Some people like that, fine, do that. But don't think you're going to progress fast in this game. So that's the first one. The second big mistake that I see. So I like to do missions, okay? I actually find it good fun. It's a distraction from just farming campaign all the time, getting my 6 star. It's a nice, fun distraction. And what it does, though, it takes you into weird and wonderful places. So you find yourself in Dragon. So yesterday I had to defeat 3 levels of Dragon. So what I did was I beat 5, I beat 6, I beat 7. And I was like, oh, this is good fun. Maybe I should do 8. Maybe I should do 9. Actually, what you end up doing is you just spread a ton of your very valuable resource, a ton of your energy outside of campaign. And what we want to be doing right now, we want to be farming up for 6 stars whilst trying to collect duplicates of champions that we want to keep. Okay, so duplicates of War Maidens, that is a book. Books are very valuable. We'll get to books in a little while. But you want to keep your focus in campaign. It's how you're going to grind your silver up. It's how you're going to grind your food champions up. And try not to be distracted by all of the dungeons and that type of stuff. Just for info, actually, because I've talked about it in my last 2 videos, we're 16 minutes towards the end of the tournament that I talked about. I got myself up to 2nd spot. Mad Nicky, we got you. We took you down. I didn't get 1st spot, which would be a shard, but actually the 75 gems, I'll take that. That's actually pretty nice. So I did manage to get myself up into 2nd spot just playing the game. Okay, so yeah, so the second tip then is don't leave campaign, or the second mistake is people wander from campaign and spend all of their energy trying to beat dungeons and stuff. We're not ready. We're just not ready for it. Third one, I've spoken about it in a previous video, but it'd be amiss to not talk about it here. We're starting to get a little bit of extra resources in books and stuff. And don't use your epic books or your legendary books on champions that are not long-term. So if you're unsure whether they should be a long-term champion or not, go to hellhades.com and I rate and rank and all this type of stuff. All champions in the game. So you can kind of get a good feel for whether they would. And I've also got a score on that website for each champion. Are books a good investment in this champion or not? And if they are, which skills would you like to book? Because sometimes, like with War Maiden, I really want to book her A3 to get my decreased defense ability away. I don't really care about books in her A1 or A2. So if I straight up just book her A3, I won't invest any more books into her if I needed to, kind of thing. She's a bit of a different example because I can go and just farm more of her, but not many champions you can do that with. So be really careful with books. Kale was a solid investment. You can see I'm punching all my books into him so far, and I will continue to do so. But there's a lot less champions that I'm going to be so kind of like eager just to throw books into. So just bear that in mind. Save them until you know for sure they're a long-term champion for you. And a similar example, gems. So at this point in the game, your energy starts to get used up. Okay. And you're like, what am I going to do next? I want to keep playing this game. What you can do, get yourself into a clan, start hitting clan boss. I got into a clan yesterday. We had a nice 2-key, 1.79 million damage, and that's going to give me a maximum chest. Tomorrow, I'm going to try normal. Normal's much harder. I got to get 3.6 million. I probably can't do that yet. But you can play clan boss. You can keep coming back into arena, refreshing the list, finding your fights, playing the arena. You can refresh the marketplace. I'm almost silver 1 here. It took me a month to get to silver 1 before they fixed the arena. Good job, Plarium. Good job, Plarium. For newer players, this is a much better experience. What was I saying about gems? Yeah, so at this moment in the game, gems start to become kind of juicy because you're like, I'm just going to refresh my energy. You spend all of those gems become hard to get. They really do. And you absolutely don't want to spend gems on anything other than first Champions Masteries, unlock the gem mine, and then energy in that order. Or you can go gem mine first, Masteries, and then energy. But for the first few batches of energy of gems, absolutely you want to unlock 1 Champions Masteries in full, okay, because it's going to help you a ton, which costs 800, so that's a lot. And then you've got the gem mine to do, which is 3 unlocks of 500, so that's another 1,500 gems, 2,300 gems so far. After that, you can then start topping up your energy with gems. But it's really, really tempting to just come in and keep refill, and that will actually slow you down quite a lot. So just bear that in mind. You can also, spend your time in faction wars. You actually get resources drop out of faction wars, which are going to help you with the forge when the forge opens. I'll talk about that when I get to that level. But yeah, gems is a really, really important one to just hold your nerve and don't blow them all. Sparring pit's the other place. Unlock, upgrade. Oh my God. Upgrading a sparring pit is the worst use of gems you could ever have. The sparring pit in the game is actually weak sauce. Considering we're 2 years in, I can't believe they've not done something more with this feature of the game. It's really kind of poor. So As a free-to-play, absolutely don't do any more than what was given to you. Just use one slot, put someone in it, upgrade them. I guess you could argue, if you are a fairly inactive free-to-play, then maybe, or maybe if you're a low spender, you do unlock all of these for one slot. And you put someone in there so that when you come back in, you've at least had some progression. You know, if you've got someone who's level 35 and you're trying to push them to 40, whatever, they do just gain levels over time. But look at this. He's only level 23. I've got another... Oh, I'm in the way. This dude here, let me move myself out of the way a sec. He's level 23. To get him to level 24, he's got another 4.5 hours. Like, there's no quick progression from the sparring pit. So just bear that in mind. Okay. So gems is done. Sparring pit I've talked about. So the next one, which I may have already made a mistake on this, I haven't checked it, but a fantastic champion in this game is Razin Scarhide, and it's a fusible legendary. So you have to collect all of these rare champions. You then fuse 4 rares into 4 epics. Yeah, 4 into 1, 4 into 1, 4 into 1. And then you fuse these 4 epics into this legendary. It's a long-term job, okay? You can see I've got a red dot where I've got one here right now. A few of them you can go and just farm, not many. Most of them you have to collect, and it's random when you get them. So when you've got one, you'll see I've got one here in Rocktooth. I think he was farmable. I think I got him from campaign. But what you can do is you can just put them in your vault, get them out of your mind. It will be really tempting to use those to feed into Kale because it's quicker. They're a 3-star already. It's quicker food. But you will regret that when you're just looking for Rocktooth in 6 months' time and you really want Razin and you understand the game. So any champions that you get for Razin, put them in the vault. Forget about them. They don't exist yet. They do not exist for you. Okay? Just put them in the vault. Okay. Next one. We're going to go through 3 different areas. And I'm talking about 2-for-1s. 2-for-1 Brucey bonuses. So, this works for anyone, by the way. This works whether you play the game for 5 minutes or for a year. Make sure you're getting 2-for-1 rewards, right? So, if I want to spend energy to farm my champions, what can I do as a 2-for-1? I could get champions being leveled, yeah, at the same time as trying to farm dupes of champions. So War Maiden's a good one to go for. There's actually quite a few good ones in here. Maybe I'll do this as a separate video. Valerie Strong. Yeah, I'll probably do it in a different video, but make sure you're using your energy to both progress your account and to get something else. When you get onto Brutal, your 2-for-1 energy becomes farming speed gear at the same time as leveling your champions and farming lifesteal gear at the same time as farming your champions, okay? So energy on a 2-for-1 is really important. You've also got silver. So silver, I'm saving up a bit. I've got 950k. I'd say any item, take it to level 8 if you just want to kind of help your progression. But save your silver for events like one that I've got coming up here, Artifact Enhancement, so that at least you get some more rewards whilst you're spending your silver. So I'm going to spend this million. I'm probably going to get like, I don't know, 50 energy or something when that pops. It's not a lot, but it's still on a 2-for-1. The other thing on a 2-for-1 is shards. So right now, it's really tempting, right? Void shards are open. Double void chances are on right now. I really want to pull my void shard. Like, I desperately want to pull it. It's like, oh, it's eating at me. I'm like, yes, I want to pull that shard. I've also got a ton of mystery shards, by the way, 89. Yeah, and I want to pull those to see if I find some more rares. But I do not have yet an event that gives me any benefit for pulling shards. Nothing's open. And I know every single weekend they do a shard event. So I'm controlling my inner beast and I'm like, slow down. It will come. Just wait another day. You've got plenty to do. Pulling another champion right now does not change the direction I'm going in. I am trying to get myself a 6-star Kale. That's my direction. That's my focus. So pulling another shard right now when there's not an event on is just kind of dumb. It's no 2-for-1s in that. I want 2-for-1 gains. What I can do is prepare. So I know that I've got a purple portal right now. So I actually could get myself back into normal. And my 2-for-1 could be 3-star all of normal campaign to get myself this juicy void shard from normal. I know I can do it. My champions are way past progressed to what they were at this stage. So my 2-for-1 for energy usage could be get yourself your void shard for the 2-for-1 gains from the shards, probably tomorrow. Okay, and then the last one I'm going to talk about here is the market. So it's tempting to hit refresh. Can I find some good stuff? It's tempting to unlock all of these different boxes. What I would say to you is it refreshes every hour. Check it every hour, okay? At my level, the gear's kind of a bit crap. It's not really worth... Like, even if this was a speed piece with speed on it, it is. That's still crap because I want 5-star gear, okay? 5 stars when you start to really want to invest in gear. So this would be a complete waste of my silver. Even though it might help me today, it doesn't help me in 1 day's time. And it doesn't really help me a lot today, to be fair. What I do is I'll only unlock a slot if there's something I desperately want within it. Okay, so if this was a 5-star set of speed gloves, I probably would unlock this for 20,000 silver. Right now, though, there's no point in me unlocking it. The only thing I do in the market right now is buy mystery shards if they're in one of these. Top up your mystery shards or buy ancient shards whenever they come up. You get 5 per month. Always. It's always 5 per month. It's not like, oh, I got a lucky month this month. No, that's not what they do in the game. The market's kind of a little bit dull. So yeah, so don't burn your gems and don't waste silver on subpar pieces that you find in the market. They're just not worth it. It's just not going to be worth it at this stage. So, that was actually longer than I thought it was going to be, but 10 tips or 10 mistakes that people make at this stage of the game because they get a tiny bit bored or it's like, damn, this is a grind, and they try and diversify the grind by doing all sorts of weird stuff. All I would say is keep that focus. Once you've got yourself a 6-star, this game becomes tons easier and more fun. Like, genuinely, it really does. So that's going to be it for today's video. We're progressing nicely. I will do another update video tomorrow. I've been Hell Hades. I will see you later.